Okay, welcome back to another episode of Wellness Wednesday. I'm Christy Gammon, your doTERRA wellness advocate, and I'm thrilled to be back with you live today if you're able to watch this live. Otherwise, if you're catching the recording at a time that's more convenient for you, then I'm thrilled to be with you whenever that is as well. Today's episode is our fourth and final in our post-convention series, and this is doTERRA's convention or connection, as we're calling it these days, since we meet in person and virtually. Evolve Convention or Connection 2021. And previously, I've covered the abode oil and the abode line and all of the other different products that were introduced at convention. Today, I'm going to do a final roundup of the remaining essential oils and blends that were introduced to us at convention. So if you missed the abode oil episode, make sure you go back and find it. I'm not going to be sharing about that oil today. I'm going to be focusing on 6 additional oils and blends. And so I'm going to try to be just hitting the highlights of these and certainly not going back to something that I already covered. So find that video if you want to learn more about the abode blend. So let's jump right in and begin with Tulsi, holy basil. And this oil was first introduced to us as a limited time offer at last year's 2020 connection. And then this year was announced as a permanent product, and I'm thrilled. So you'll notice right off the bat that the smell is true to its herbaceous nature. But very different, very unique from sweet basil. And just to add a point of distinction, this is characteristic of doTERRA. We don't just add essential oils and blends to our offering for the fun of it. As our company grows in wholesale customers and wellness advocates daily, we want to be able to serve everyone well. We want to be able to produce the highest quality essential oils sustainably so that everybody can buy as much as they want. Sometimes we have limits, but for the most part, we're able to order whatever we want, whenever we want. And we can trust that the results are going to be there and that these oils are going to be harvested and sourced sustainably. So we don't take that lightly, and we don't just add oils to the mix for the sake of doing so. So we already have sweet basil. This Tulsi is known as holy basil. And then there are actually more than 100 different distinct types of basil, and then a smaller quantity can be used for essential oil extraction. So the third major one would be tropical basil. But even among those 3 that I just mentioned, holy, sweet, and tropical, the chemical profiles are really diverse. And so as Dr. Hill spoke at convention, when they looked at making holy basil a permanent part of our line of single oils, it was the chemistry that spoke on behalf of holy basil and said, there are some distinctions here that we really want and that we could justify as needing when you look at the contributions of essential oils to our overall health and wellness. And so when there's a single oil or a blend that can come together and do something for our bodies, our minds, and our spirits that nothing else in the marketplace can do, then it's definitely worth bringing into the offering. So that was kind of the justification behind Tulsi and making this a permanent product. Now, it's recommended for aromatic and topical use. And when you dig deeper into what it can do on those levels, you realize there's not really a need to use it internally, so you don't miss that. One of the most exciting qualities about Tulsi is that it is adaptogenic. And so maybe you've heard of frankincense or copaiba being explained as such. Adaptogenic means that within the body, when the essential oil comes in, they react and operate in the body on a cellular level. It actually helps the body and the cells deal with stressors. And so if you think about your emotions and how they might be like on a roller coaster for perhaps the last 18 months or maybe even more for you, they kind of ebb and flow. When your body is in a season of stress for a long period of time, if you gauge it by your emotions, you might feel the ebb and flow, but your body is going to stay in that stressed state. And that causes, major health concerns in just many different ways. And so we won't go into all of that detail, but to know that we can be doing something for ourselves on a regular basis that helps the body stay at a more homeostasis or balanced level versus either prolonged definite stress or that roller coaster experience. Tulsi is one of the oils that can help you do that. And so you can diffuse it, you can apply it to your skin. And Dr. Hill recommended that the Aroma Touch hand technique is an amazing way to experience Tulsi. So that would be my recommendation. And then I thought I would also just add, I have a little graphic for each oil that I'm going to read a few highlights for you. If you're thinking about investing in Tulsi and wondering, beyond what I shared, what else could it do? Here are some highlights. It supports the respiratory system and purifies the air. It's great for oral care or a breath freshener, even though it's not recommended for internal use. So you wouldn't need to drop it under the tongue or swallow it, but you could add it to toothpaste and brush teeth, or you could add it to a mouthwash, rinse and spit, for example. It's wonderful for skin cleansing and clearing, so it could be added to your skincare. I already talked about natural adaptogenic qualities. It's also great for mental clarity. So a little bit back here on the brain stem, or again, diffusing it would be wonderful. Balancing the mood and emotions. There's that emotional stress help. Sleep and strengthens immunity. Normal blood sugar levels support. Cellular and cardiovascular health. So a wide range of help there. And then emotionally, it's known as the oil of spiritual awakening and harmony. You're going to trade stress, weakness, weak boundaries, easily influenced, disconnected, or spiritually blind with applied light, awakening, harmony, awareness, whole, transcended, spiritual insightfulness, and open-hearted. Beautiful. All right, so let's jump into our next oil. I told you these are going to be quick. So this one is Madagascar Vanilla, and let's just open it up. What a wonderful way to balance after you've smelled an herb oil like basil. Oh my goodness, it's just the sweetest, most intoxicating smell. And I've been saying I love anything plus vanilla. Vanilla just makes everything better. Absolutely love it. So a couple fun facts about vanilla. It's actually an absolute versus an essential oil. It's the #1 most requested of doTERRA, and they've been working on it for years. So if you don't know what it takes to harvest vanilla, first of all, almost nobody on the planet does it. Less than 1% of any vanilla that's available in the marketplace whatsoever, whether they're calling it flavoring, if it's for use in your kitchen, if it's in, a candle or a product for your hair or your body or what have you, less than 1% available in the global marketplace is real. So it's very easy to create synthetic vanilla, but then you don't get the benefits that I'll eventually talk about here. And so it's so difficult to come by. 25 kilos of the beans make only 1 kilo of the absolute. And so there's that, similar to rose, you do whatever it takes to harvest that bean and extract the absolute, and it's still just this tiny amount. And so, and there's just a beautiful history of vanilla and how it's come to be in a couple distinct places on the planet. We go to Madagascar for ours, which we feel is the best place to go. We lift entire communities of people when we go there and employ them to harvest this absolute in this incredibly delicate way. And so it's so funny. You plant the seeds and you wait and wait and wait. And then the flower only blooms once a year for a part of one day. And then the flower has to be either pollinated by a very specific bee that you can only find in Mexico, I believe. And so how would you possibly pollinate this flower in Madagascar? Well, a long time ago, a young boy realized that you could hand pollinate the flower with a bamboo stick. And so that is still how it's done today. It's a very delicate procedure, has to be done by hand quickly in a very short window, a few hours on the one day a year that the flower bloomed. So it's a massive effort to get the flower pollinated. And then once again, you wait and wait and wait. And then you harvest the beans and you go into extracting the vanilla absolute. And so we've finally come up with a way to source sustainably and make sure we have enough quantity. And I think you're going to love the price as much as the smell because it's very affordable. So just a few highlights on our vanilla. It's a pure fume or perfume enhancer, as you might have guessed. It's also excellent to enhance the flavors of foods and beverages. So this is absolutely food grade, can be used internally. It's not as potent as far as the taste of synthetic vanilla. And so if you're used to using a vanilla extract in the kitchen and maybe you would use a whole teaspoon of it, normally we would just replace that with 1 drop of an oil or a toothpick swirl of an oil. You're going to need to test your recipes. You may need to use more than 1 toothpick swirl or more than 1 drop, depending on how much of the vanilla flavor profile you need in your recipe. So how fun does that sound? That will be a delicious trial and error that you'll go through to perfect your recipes with this pure vanilla. In addition, it's great for skin rejuvenation, sleep, brain and memory support, cellular and digestive health, and it's also very calming and relaxing. Emotionally, it's known as the oil of authentic loyalty. So you're going to trade out betrayal, cold, separate, stressed, anxious, scarcity, a hardened heart, tension, uncomfortable, bitter, separate, and disconnected. These are long lists. For warm, soft, caring, adapting, welcoming, accepting, secure, euphoric, worthy, gentle, loyal, open-hearted, comforting, tranquil, and honest. Amazing. So much goodness packed into this little 5 milliliter bottle for you. So you definitely want that. And then our third permanent oil is Copaiba Touch. And I'm not going to say a whole lot about Copaiba because we've already had this single oil as part of our family for a few years now. And I think probably everyone is pretty well versed in the beauty of having our oils in the touch format. It's just very convenient and a wonderful way to apply your oils topically. So this Copaiba Touch is recommended for topical application. And I just want to highlight for Copaiba is that one of the reasons why we love Copaiba in general is the way that it connects directly with our endocannabinoid system. And so I'll just say that one of the things that we learned at convention is that there are cannabinoid targets in the skin. And so applying this oil in the touch format directly to the skin further enhances that direct connection with the endocannabinoid system. And so if you're in need of relief, then this touch format rolling directly on the skin may bring that relief to you even faster. Beautiful. And so let's move on. I'm going to talk about these next 3 oils are limited time offerings. So Hygge, if you're not familiar, it looks like Hygge, I know, and some people like to call it Hygge just for the fun of it. If that's you, feel free. The technical pronunciation is Hygge. This is a Danish word and concept. I'll read you the definition. Hygge means a quality of coziness and comfortable conviviality that engenders a feeling of contentment and well-being. So there are many components to establishing an environment of Hygge. Lots of things will coincide with comfort, with hospitality, with creating space and environment that's just warm and welcoming. So this is known as our cozy blend, and the oils in this blend are wild orange, cedarwood, amyris, frankincense, myrrh, cistus, vetiver, tonka bean, and vanilla. And so when you smell it, you get the aromatic description that is given is warm, woody, amber, and citrusy. And it is all that and even better than a bag of chips. Our product information page says it provides a cozy and welcoming aroma. I would definitely agree with that. Creates a relaxed and comforting space, and it makes any room more inviting. Some additional highlights for Hygge: helps with relaxation and sleep. It can help reduce stress and anxious feelings. It's wonderful to pair with meditation or if you're creating a cozy atmosphere, and it can help enhance your self-care practices. As you might guess, on the emotional side, it's the oil of contentment and coziness. So if you're feeling inadequate, sad, unfulfilled, frustrated, tense, stressed, unsafe, agitated, distressed, discomfort, distanced, self-neglect, lonely, disconnected, or having scarcity mentality, then you can either diffuse or just smell right out of the bottle your Hygge blend and replace those feelings with cozy, contentment, solace, comfort, safety, relaxed, gratitude, gentleness, soothed, warm, connected, balanced, still, mindful, moderate, simplicity, belonging, cheerfulness, and reciprocity. So no short of claims and benefits to these essential oils and blends. I know you're just going to want each of them. So with the Hygge that I just talked about, it's a limited time offering. You want to take advantage of that right now while supplies last. And then I'm just going to talk briefly about 2 more oils. If you purchased your convention kit during convention, it sold out very quickly, but this would have been between September 9th and maybe the 11th. I think it was within 48 hours that it sold out. So if you bought a convention kit between September 9th and 11th, then the free oil you would have received is Osmanthus Touch. And this is a very lovely floral. It's really popular in pure fumes. I heard someone add vanilla, take the top, these rollerball tops right under that little clear part. You can either get a fingernail or an essential oil key under that part and just pop this off and add oils to rollerballs. I do that frequently. And you could put some vanilla in with this and make your own pure fume, and that would also smell amazing. Let me just tell you a little bit about Osmanthus. It's wonderful for soothing and moisturizing dry skin. Also combines with meditation, supports sleep and relaxation. It's known as an aphrodisiac. It's also hormone balancing. It's wonderful to put on your solar plexus or heart space. I mentioned it can be used as a perfume, and it's also cleansing. Emotionally, Osmanthus is known as the oil of courageous beginnings. So if you're feeling impatient, alone, small, easily influenced, maybe you're overthinking things or you're stuck in old ways, lacking trust, unable to start, or joyless, then use your Osmanthus. Maybe combine it with some prayer, some meditation, some affirmations, and start to experience comfort, joy, peace, balance, courage, resilience, solid and stable, confidence, hope, and patience. I noticed a number of fruits of the spirit in there. So maybe praying through the fruits of the spirit and using your Osmanthus oil would be a wonderful way to help bring about that sense of a courageous beginning for you, maybe a refresh or a restart. And then make sure I'm covering, yes. Final oil to talk about, I do not have in hand. This blend called Evolve was available during convention. If you attended out in Salt Lake City and you went to the gala, then your free gift that night was the Evolve blend, and it's also in a touch roller. If you didn't attend in person, then you have another chance to capture this oil if you attend any of the post-convention tour events, or if you order a connection kit now. The post-convention tour kit is available now, either online or in person at one of the tour events. And instead of Osmanthus, it offers the Evolve blend. So I don't have it with me to be able to smell. I'm thinking about if that's in the cards for us to get another kit when I attend my post-convention tour event in November. We'll just have to see about that. So I'm not sure if this is an oil that I will have a chance to own, but maybe you have a chance to own this one, and I think you probably don't want to miss it. Listen to all the oils in this blend: wild orange, cedarwood, amorous, magnolia leaf, lang lang, bergamot, vetiver, jasmine absolute, magnolia, sandalwood, tonka bean absolute, neroli, and vanilla absolute. So this is a powerful blend. Our product information page says it provides a rich and vibrant aroma, no doubt, and creates an inspiring environment for everyday tasks and challenges, reminding you to be motivated and empowered in your life. So just a few other highlights: it's uplifting and inspiring, can also be used as a perfume. It may boost your energy and cleanse the air as you wear it. Emotionally, it's known as the oil of personal evolution. So if you're feeling stagnant, mediocrity, separation, alone, lack, if you've been resisting change or feeling pressured, dull, or unhappy, then roll on your Evolve and trade out those for Evolved, renewed, reinvigorated, inspired, united, reconnected, motivated, ready for growth and change, rich and vibrant, pleasure, sweetness, and joy. So once again, some big claims there. And if you're like me, then you know doTERRA delivers on those. So that's amazing to look forward to. Let me know if you have any or all of these oils, or if you're interested in getting them. I have just a little bit more information for you. If you're looking to put these in a late October order or already building your cart for November, Tulsi is $26 wholesale. Madagascar Vanilla is $35 wholesale. Your Copaiba Touch is $23. And then these limited time offerings, the Hygge oil you can buy separately for $29.50, or it comes with its own Hygge diffuser, which is beautiful. It's kind of the shape of our petal, but a little bit different. in, I believe, the materials. And so I'm excited to check that out. So that you can get the Hygge diffuser and 15 milliliter oil for $59.50, and you at least get 20 PV thanks to the oil. If you want all of the oils that I mentioned, the only one you would not be able to get in this capacity is Osmanthus. You would get the Evolve blend instead, and then of course also the Abode blend that I just didn't talk about today. You can get the tour kit for either $210 or $238 wholesale, depending if you add the Abode dispensers or not, and you're gonna get 175 PV for that. So lots of options. The only thing you need to act quickly on are the limited time offerings, the Hygge options and the tour kit. Those are only while supplies last. And so if they run out of the tour kits online, then you will need to attend one of the upcoming events, and those go through November. So they'll still be going for a while. You can look for the date, time, and place that's closest to you. I was really impressed with the number of events that they had this year and the number that would be drivable for me. So in Ohio, we have Cincinnati, but we also had multiple locations in Pennsylvania. I believe there was one in Indiana and there was one in Michigan, all of which would be drivable, just depending on where I want to go. And so hopefully wherever you are, there are several options available as well. Always fun to get out and attend the event, which is kind of like a day of mini convention. You're going to learn, and by now, since many of us have had the chance to experience these oils between convention that was mid-September and whatever day you attend, I love when people in the audience pop up and share testimonials. And so that's new information that we didn't know at convention that you'll definitely benefit from at these events. So if you can get to a post-convention tour event, please do. I highly recommend it. If you're going to attend in Cincinnati in November, I'll look forward to seeing you there. So in the meantime, if you need help getting your own account, please reach out at any time. I can help you do that. Or if you have questions, whatever they might be, anytime, reach out. It's always my joy to support you. Next week, we'll be back with another live episode. I'll be covering our holiday products, which will be available November 1st, which will be just a few days after we meet again. So you'll want to just learn about what those are and be prepared to put your order in on November 1st, because they are famous for selling out. And this year, I feel like I say this every year, but I love our holiday offering this year. I've had a sneak peek of it, and you're going to be so excited. It's going to be really hard not to buy every single thing that's being offered this year. Lots and lots of goodness coming your way. So don't miss that next week. I'll look forward to being back here with you again. In the meantime, here's to your continued health and wellness, and have an amazing week. Take care.